There comes a time in all of our lives where we have to just sit back, reflect, and think about where we are and how far we've come.
You in the past, I'm in the future. You mad?
Thank you all so much for clicking on this video. If you're new here, my name is Kela Trishaan, and I make videos on lifestyle, womanhood, and mental health. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back, and thank you for your support. So today's video is going to be a little different, not really different, like I talk about mental health, and I kind of wanted to incorporate growth. So today's video is going to be about some signs that you are growing up. So if you're interested or just even curious to see what I have to say and what I think growing up is, go on ahead and stay tuned. Okay, so the first sign that you are in fact growing up is you have learned to hold yourself accountable. What I mean by that, I think that it is so easy, especially as young people, to just kind of go through life thinking that things happen to you, not realizing that you have a lot of control over the things that happen in your life. Now, obviously, there's going to be some things that you can't control, such as your upbringing, like things that happen in your home, what you were born into, things like that. But as you get older and you're able to navigate your life, you do have a lot of control over things that happen to you and things that occur in your life. So when you want to change something in your life, or if there is a trait about yourself that you want to change, a lot of times really all you need to do is recognize that you have to change that and hold yourself accountable and make sure that you're putting in the work to make those changes. Okay, so the second sign that you are growing up is you know your worth no matter what anyone else around you says. Now, this is important because a lot of times I notice in adolescence, you have a lot of people that are just unsure of themselves. It's normal. You're in high school or you're going through different changes, and a lot of our lives are dictated by what other people think of us and also by what we see in the media. You may be a certain size and you want to be another size, or you may want to dress a certain way, you may want to make a certain amount of money, whatever. You mature when you get to a point where you know that none of those things determine your self-worth, and it doesn't matter what's going on around you. You know that as long as you're being the best person that you can be, as long as you are being the best you can be, and you're doing everything you can in your power to live the life that you want to live, you are worthy, and it doesn't matter what anybody else has to say about it. Okay, quick thing, if you're still here and you have not hit that subscribe button yet, go on ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Now that we got that out the way, let's go on ahead and continue with the video. The next sign that you are growing up is you realize that every day is not going to be a good one, but that does not mean that you have a bad life. I think that there's so much emphasis put on positivity and being positive and living your best life. And I'm in agreement with all that, but at the same time, we are human beings and we're gonna go through ups and downs, highs and lows, and every day is just not gonna be a good day. Like, you're gonna have shitty days. But when you are able to recognize, okay, I'm just having a bad day or even a bad season in my life, but my life isn't bad, that's when you have really grown. I think, again, just to kind of touch on what we talked about earlier, a lot of things that happen in our life we are able to control to some extent. There are things obviously that we can't control, like death, relationships ending, things like that. But as long as you are doing like the best that you can to live your best life on a regular basis, I feel like you're better able to weather the storms when you do have days that aren't so good. So knowing that, bad times will pass is definitely a sign of growth. Okay, so the fourth sign that you are growing up is you understand the importance of treating others the way that you want to be treated. Now, I bring this up, and honestly, this example can go for a lot of different things, but I feel like sometimes our younger selves will do things to others, not really taking into account the feelings that we hurt or the damage that you could do to someone mentally. And we don't truly understand like what we've done to somebody until it happens to us. You know, a little thing called karma. You know, it comes back around. No matter how you, no matter how you cut the cookie, if you do something to others, then that is gonna come back on you. That energy comes back on you. I feel like that is whether you do something good or whether you do something bad. So once you get to a point where you're like, okay, you know, I'm at a crossroads. I want to do this, but it could potentially hurt this person or these people. How would I feel if it was done to me? If you're able to just kind of have that thought process, oh my God, the wind is whipping. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but anyway, if you're able to just really think about the things that you do and think about the impact that it'll have on others, and ask yourself, is this something that I would be happy with, or would I have a problem? If you know you'd have a problem and you choose not to do it, then you know that you are growing up. You are not being selfish. You're thinking about others, and that is like one of the major signs that you are growing up. Okay, so the last sign that you are growing up is you understand that making a mistake does not make you a failure. It is simply a learning experience. I think that there is a lot of emphasis put on perfection in this day and age, and I mean, real life is just not perfect. Especially being a human being, you're going to make mistakes. No matter how hard you try to be perfect, something's gonna get messed up along the way. You may make a mistake. You may do something that you wish that you hadn't done. But real growth comes from understanding that you are a human being and you did the best that you could do with the information that you had at the time. You use it as a learning experience if it's something that went south, and you just simply do better moving forward. I feel like this example is really important, especially like with entrepreneurs. For example, you may be starting a business and whatever you did at first wasn't working, and sometimes those mistakes cause people to quit and not my earring. Sometimes those mistakes cause people to quit and not continue on the journey, not realizing that, okay, you made a mistake, but that doesn't mean that it's the end all be all. Like, you can take this mistake, learn from it, and just do better moving forward. So I guess in closing on that one, just knowing that no matter how much you try to avoid, you are going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen. Not everything is going to go as planned. Just being more flexible, taking it on the chin, understanding, okay, this didn't work out the way I planned it to, work out. Let me try something different moving forward. So take your mistakes as learning experiences. And once you get to that point where it's just second nature for you to do that, you know that you have grown. Well, guys, that is all I have for you today. I just think that it is important to ever so often take a look at your behaviors, take a look at where you started and how far you've come. A lot of times I feel like on this journey called life, when we're not where we want to ultimately end up, we feel like we're not doing enough. But even like just the small things that you do every day can put you on that path to being where you want to be eventually. So let's take a look at our behaviors. Like, make sure that you're growing every day. You're never too old to grow. You're never too young to grow. Once you see that you have an area of opportunity, work on it and just be the best you that you can be. If you enjoyed this video, please go on ahead and give me a big fat thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you have not subscribed, go on ahead and click that subscribe button below. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss anything from me. And with that being said, you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.
You in the past.